how's it going? This is Scott Schneider over at the Live Trading Suite from the Futures Room, coming at you with a shadow short. So the video is going to be delivered to you guys Monday. I'm making it Sunday as we head into the week because, Friday was a very large and powerful, impactful day. We're looking at the market profile, and we're doing so using a window trader. That's without a W. And what I have in front of us is the ES, and it's in 2-tick increments. And the large profile that you see right here, this one, that extends all the way down, is the month of October regular trading hours. So I don't have any of the extended hours on this for the purpose of this video. So we could look at this just like we would look at a RTH, like a regular trading days profile. For instance, this would be an example of just a single day. And then the previous day, so like this is October, this would be the last day of September. And, each one of these days is also a single RTH session from September 2025. And the reason why I bring that up is because if you notice this blue shaded area for this profile, you can see my yellow arrow kind of piercing through it. That was the developing value area so far from the month of October. Now we're only, 12 days into the month as I make this video. And, we have a lot. So that's why I use the term developing, meaning it's going to change. But the RTH, the regular trading hours value area high and value area low and TPO point of control and halfback for the month of September, all of these sessions, those are already done. And right now where price is, if it remains at these levels, below the 6,600 area, really like just it could stay even below 6620, 6630. We're below the entire value area, 70% of the month's activity, because I'm talking about the entire month of September. We're already below that. So what we are not below the low of the month of September. October, that has not happened yet. So, nothing is necessarily broken on a long-term time frame if we can't even get below the previous month's low. But what did happen on Friday is we got below September's value area. So where all the time was spent, where all the volume was spent, we're below that. And so that's notable to me. And we'll carry that forward as we head into the week. Did we extend too much to the downside, or will we start going into August, which would be much lower? And one thing that I think we should take a peek at is the break that occurred on Friday and what it looked like and do so, in real time. We'll use the replay. So what I'll do is I'll separate the month of October into just single sessions. So I'll split it into days. And now we can see, what Friday's session looked like. And again, this is in 2-tick increment. If I show it to you in 1 tick, it's even more dramatic. I can give you a quick glance. This is me trying to fit 1 tick on the screen, and it's impossible because we went through so much range. So we will go back to the 2-tick for the video. And now what we're going to do is we are going to go back in time. So travel back in time with me. We will go to Friday. And I believe the tweet or the news kind of hit around 10:57. I just want to confirm that. So we'll go to 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. 10:56. And what was interesting, and you guys might have, I subscribe to a service, for the news, and it it didn't get it as quick as it usually gets us the news, and it was just something I noticed, and I was live in a room with a lot of other traders who also have subscriptions to news services, and it didn't hit the wires as um, fast as normal. But as we can see now, this is a minute before everything happens. And we are looking at Friday's profile. And then this is where we were. This green dot is the open. You can see that in A period, we tried to get towards Thursday's all-time high, even though we know the electronic hours has a little bit higher. But we tried to get to Thursday's high. We couldn't do it. Couldn't do it in B period. Couldn't do it in C period. So now we're trading. We're trying to figure out. I mean, if one thing that's noticeable is look at how the developing value area for the day, the blue shaded area, is above the previous day's value area. So this is all still a pretty supportive sign. That if it just lingered up at these levels as the day went on, there would probably be an upward drift, was my take at the time. And obviously, the profile, what we're looking at now, that is the map. And volatility is the weather. And the forecast at the time was, pretty complacent. And now we see what happens. Look at this backfill. So we had a low at 67.54, get a backfill over 10 points. But then the second we come back through it, we continue, maybe a couple points of a backfill. But it is interesting how many times you would hit that low and see like a 10, 15 point retracement, which makes me think of Marchin's shadow short video where he talked about, if you are looking to maybe get into a short, instead of acting impulsively, kind of wait like 10 points for that low to occur and then sell it. It's a great shadow short. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. So now we're in D period, and this is where things get a little extreme. So we have these single prints already. So things are already extended. We have capitulation from buyers in C period, which in my room is the 10:30 to 11 time frame, and D period is 11 to 11:30, aka the London close. And the energy, the tempo, the volatility is extreme. And you can see it's cutting both ways. So if you can't handle like a 15, 20 point, backfill, or if you put your stop, and you trail it, it's not gonna be an easy go. But the alternative is seeing like a 10 point move that you catch get taken away. And we know that these impulsive moves down, one headline can also send it back, and that has been kind of the norm over, what we observed this week heading into Friday session was every time we had these type of sells that went, further, they got bought up. And Friday, that was very different. And what was also different was in futures, the volume, and in options, the volume was huge. And it lets you know that there are other participants at the wheel of the market, which, I think normally if people are waiting on the next news or the next data, it's kind of your shorter term time frames, kind of duking it out and dealer hedging and, passive flows. But this was big time frames involved, CTAs unloading, all that. And we will have to see what happens as we head into Monday. I think the overnight on Sunday futures will be interesting, but again, don't let that, get you away of what really matters, which will be what happens that first 30 minutes of the RTH session on Monday. I'm not sure when this video is going to hit YouTube, but it should come out Monday. And I just think this will be helpful anyway to see, kind of how things went down. It was a violent downside move. And the single prints that we see here that you can see in D period, C period, and the downward spike at the end of the day, they all kind of show short-term capitulation of buyers. And so we will be looking for, on Monday, if we open below the spike, and we know that there's negative gamma in almost every index with the exception of NDX as we head into Monday. So that's going to cut both ways, meaning buying will get more buying, selling will get more selling. It just lets you know that the weather forecast for that day would be more aggressive moves. You'd want to size smaller if you were entering the arena, wider stops, and there's really no area where a fade is safe if the volume is still there. All right, so we know what happens. It continues to go lower. We actually end up getting a low all the way down in extended hours. This actually happened in like the final couple minutes at the 65, 40, 25. So that'll be a reference that you can use to see if we're, if we open below the RTH low, that would be the first downside reference you could look for. But it's really not actionable or not anything other than just a signpost and a reference. And we'll just see if it was a little too much or if the market is actually going to open below that, which would be very, very aggressive. Stay safe, stay sharp, stay dangerous, and I hope to see you in the room. Peace. Hey, this is Scott Schneider from the Futures Room over at ShadowTrader's Live Trading Suite. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you'd like to trade live with me in real time, please click the link in the description below. Have a great day and happy trading.